Harper needs this, Willow. She's struggled with her appearance her whole life. This surgery will change everything for her. My mother stood in our kitchen, checkbook in hand, writing a check for $35,000. The third check in 2 years for my sister's third plastic surgery. That's over $100,000 total, Mom, for surgeries, on Harper. And it's worth every penny. She deserves to feel beautiful. What about me? I've mentioned wanting to fix my nose. You said I was beautiful as I am. You are beautiful as you are, sweetheart. You don't need surgery. Harper does. I stared at her. Why does Harper need surgery but I don't? We have the same nose, the same features. We're sisters. It's different with Harper. She needs the confidence boost. You're already confident. Already confident. As if confidence negated wanting to feel beautiful too. As if my sister's insecurities were more valid than mine. That was August 2019. I was 26 years old. My sister was 29, and my mother had just spent over $100,000 on Harper's appearance while telling me I was beautiful as I am. 3 months later, I found my mother's diary, hidden in her closet, dated entries from the past 5 years. What I read destroyed me, and what I discovered about why Harper got surgeries and I didn't. It had nothing to do with beauty or confidence. It was about something far more twisted. Something that proved my mother's favoritism went deeper than I ever imagined. If you've ever felt like your parents' second choice, this story is for you. Hit that subscribe button and let me know in the comments. Have you experienced blatant favoritism in your family? Your support means everything to me. Now let me tell you how this nightmare unfolded. My name is Willow Bennett. I'm 31 years old now, but this story starts when I was 24. Back in 2017, I grew up in Newport Beach, California. Wealthy family. My father, Richard Bennett, was a successful real estate developer. My mother, Diane, came from old money. My sister, Harper, was 3 years older than me. Harper and I looked alike. Same brown hair, same green eyes, same nose, slightly crooked, a bit too prominent, same cheekbones, same frame. We could have been twins if not for the age gap. Growing up, we were both told we were pretty, not stunning, but pretty, normal. We had the same insecurities, the same features we wished we could change. But our mother treated us differently, always. Harper was the sensitive one, the one who needed more attention, more validation, more everything. I was the strong one, the independent one, the one who didn't need as much. It started small. Harper got extra time with Mom, extra shopping trips, extra praise. I got, "You're so strong, Willow. You don't need this like Harper does." I internalized it, believed I was stronger, more capable, that needing less was a good thing. Then, in 2017, Harper turned 26, had a breakdown about her appearance, said she couldn't stand looking in the mirror, that her nose ruined her life, that she'd never be pretty enough. My mother immediately offered to pay for a nose job. "Whatever you need, sweetheart. We'll fix this. You'll be beautiful." Harper got rhinoplasty, $15,000, came out with a perfect, straight, sculpted nose. She looked amazing. Confidence soared. I was happy for her, really, but I also felt overlooked because I'd mentioned wanting a nose job, too, years earlier. Mom had said, "Oh, Willow, you're beautiful. You don't need surgery. Love yourself as you are." Different standards, different responses, same nose, different daughters. But I brushed it off. Harper was older, more insecure. She needed it more, right? A year later, Harper decided she wanted breast augmentation. She was flat-chested like me. Always hated it. Wore padded bras. Avoided certain clothes. Mom immediately agreed to pay. $20,000. Harper got the surgery, went from an A cup to a D cup. Looked incredible in everything. I mentioned, casually, that I'd considered the same thing. Mom's response? "You're perfect as you are, Willow. You don't need to change anything. Harper's situation is different." Different how? We had the same body type, same insecurities. But somehow Harper's desire for change was valid, and mine wasn't. I started noticing a pattern. Anything Harper wanted related to appearance, Mom funded immediately. No questions, no lectures about self-acceptance. But when I mentioned anything, teeth whitening, laser hair removal, even just expensive skincare, Mom would say, "You don't need that, Willow. You're naturally beautiful. Save your money." Meanwhile, Harper was getting procedure after procedure, all funded by Mom. In 2019, Harper wanted a facelift. At 29 years old, she said she was seeing premature aging, needed to maintain her looks. A 29-year-old wanting a facelift seemed excessive to me, but Mom didn't hesitate. $35,000, paid in full. That's when I did the math. 3 surgeries, over $100,000, all for Harper, all in 2 years. I confronted Mom about it, asked why Harper got unlimited funding for appearance while I got told I was beautiful as I am. Her answer? "Harper needs this. She's struggled her whole life. You're different, you're stronger. You don't need external validation." As if wanting to feel beautiful was weak, as if Harper's insecurities were real but mine weren't. I was angry, hurt, confused. But I didn't push it. I was 26, living on my own, working as a marketing manager making $72,000 a year. I could pay for my own procedures if I wanted them, but it wasn't about the money. It was about the favoritism. The message that Harper's desires mattered more than mine, that her appearance was worth investing in. Mine wasn't. I started distancing myself, visited less, called less, built a life separate from my family's obvious favoritism. Harper, meanwhile, was thriving, looked like a model, started an Instagram account, got brand deals, became a minor influencer based entirely on her looks my mother had paid $100,000 to create. Mom was so proud. "Look at Harper. She's glowing. The surgeries changed her life." Never once acknowledging that those same surgeries were denied to me with platitudes about natural beauty. Then, in November 2019, 3 months after the facelift, I was at my parents' house for Thanksgiving. Harper wasn't there, off with her influencer friends at some exclusive event. I needed to borrow a scarf. Went to Mom's closet. Saw a box on the top shelf labeled private. I'm not normally a snooper, but something made me curious. I pulled it down. Inside were notebooks, journals, my mother's diaries going back 10 years. I know I shouldn't have read them. I know it was wrong, but I did. And what I found destroyed everything. I started with the most recent entry, from October 2019, right after Harper's facelift. Harper looks perfect now, exactly how I always wanted her to look. The nose, the breasts, the face, all fixed. She's finally beautiful enough to attract the right kind of man, someone from a good family, someone with money, someone who will elevate our status. Willow, on the other hand, doesn't need the surgeries. She's smart, capable. She'll be fine with her natural looks. She doesn't need to be stunning. Harper does. Harper needs every advantage because she's not as capable as Willow. Beauty is her only asset. We had to invest in it. I don't regret spending the money. Harper's appearance is an investment in our family's future. When she marries well, it'll all be worth it. I reread it 3 times, trying to process. My mother had spent $100,000 on Harper's appearance, not because Harper was more insecure, but because Harper was less capable, because beauty was her only asset. And I didn't get surgeries because I was smart enough to succeed without them, because I didn't need to be beautiful to have value. It was the most twisted logic I'd ever encountered. I flipped back, found more entries, all saying variations of the same thing. Harper's not as bright as Willow. She needs to marry well. Her looks are her only currency. We have to make sure she's as beautiful as possible. March 2018. Willow asked about breast augmentation today. I told her she doesn't need it. She has her intelligence and her career. Harper only has her looks. We can't waste money on Willow when Harper needs it more. July 2018. Richard asked why I'm spending so much on Harper's surgeries. I told him it's an investment. Harper will marry into a wealthy family. Her beauty will secure our family's connections. Willow will do fine on her own. She doesn't need help. January 2019. Page after page of this. My mother's calculated decision to invest in Harper's appearance while denying mine. Not out of fairness, not out of love, but out of cold assessment of our assets. Harper got surgeries because Mom thought she was too dumb to succeed any other way. I was denied because I was smart enough to not need beauty. The logic was insulting on every level, to both of us. But what hurt most was the lie. Mom had told me I was beautiful as I am, that I didn't need surgery, that I was naturally perfect. All lies. The truth was, I wasn't worth the investment. My appearance didn't matter because I'd succeed on intelligence alone. Harper's appearance was worth $100,000 because Mom saw her as too incompetent to succeed any other way. I sat on my mother's closet floor, crying, holding her diary. Everything I thought I knew about our family was a lie. The favoritism wasn't about love. It was about strategy, about investing in the daughter who needed it because she lacked other options. I was the capable one, so I got nothing. Harper was the deficient one, so she got everything. Both of us reduced to assets to be managed. Neither of us valued as actual people. I took photos of the diary pages. Every insulting entry, every calculated decision, every lie my mother had told while pretending it was about self-acceptance and natural beauty. Then I put the diary back, went downstairs, sat through Thanksgiving dinner like nothing had happened. But everything had changed. I saw my mother differently now, saw Harper differently, saw myself differently. I wasn't the strong, independent daughter who didn't need help. I was the daughter who wasn't worth investing in, the one whose appearance didn't matter enough to spend money on. And Harper wasn't the beloved, cherished daughter who got everything. She was the incompetent daughter who needed to be fixed because Mom didn't think she could succeed on merit. We were both being used, both being manipulated, both being valued for what we could provide, not who we were. I left Thanksgiving early, told Mom I wasn't feeling well, drove home, spent the weekend processing. Monday morning I called in sick to work, went to a consultation with a plastic surgeon, got quotes for everything I'd ever wanted, rhinoplasty, breast augmentation, the works. Total cost, $40,000. I had $50,000 in savings. I'd been saving for years. For what? I wasn't sure. Maybe a down payment on a house, maybe travel, maybe just security. Now I knew what it was for taking control of my own appearance, for refusing to accept my mother's assessment of my worth. I booked the surgeries, both at once, scheduled for January 2020, 2 months away. I didn't tell my mother, didn't tell Harper, just quietly arranged everything. Then I waited. Christmas came. My mother gushed over Harper's appearance. "You're glowing, darling. The facelift was worth every penny." Harper beamed. "I know. I feel amazing. I can't believe I waited so long." Mom looked at me. "Willow, you look tired. Are you sleeping enough? You should take better care of yourself." I smiled. "I'm taking great care of myself, actually. Better than ever." "Good. Remember, natural beauty requires maintenance, too." I almost laughed. Natural beauty. Right. After dinner, Harper pulled me aside. "Are you okay? You seem off." "I'm fine. Just thinking about some things." "Mom mentioned you've been distant. She's worried." "She doesn't need to worry. I'm an adult. I can take care of myself." "I know, but you know how she is. She loves you. She just expresses it differently than with me." "Yeah, I've noticed." Harper looked uncomfortable. "Look, I know she spends money on me, on my surgeries. If it bothers you, it doesn't bother me. Not anymore. I'm handling it." "Handling it how?" "You'll see." She frowned but didn't push. We went back to dinner, finished the holiday. I went home. In January, I had my surgeries, both done by the same surgeon. 6 hours in the operating room, a week of recovery. I took 2 weeks off work, told everyone I was traveling, told my family I was on a work trip. When I came out of recovery, I looked in the mirror and barely recognized myself. My nose was perfect, straight, proportional. Better than Harper's, honestly. The surgeon was one of the best. My breasts were full, balanced, exactly what I'd always wanted. I looked stunning, model-level beautiful, just like Harper. Better even because mine looked more natural. I posted photos on Instagram, Casual shots, no explanation. Just me looking incredible. The comments poured in. You look amazing. Did you do something different? Wow, you're glowing, my mother called within an hour. Willow, what did you do? What do you mean? Your Instagram. You look different. Did you have surgery? I did. Nose job and breast augmentation. Same as Harper. What? Why didn't you tell me? Why would I tell you? You made it clear I didn't need surgery, that I was beautiful as I am, so I paid for it myself. But that's so expensive. How did you afford it? I've been saving. While you were spending $100,000 on Harper, I was putting away money for myself. Turns out I had enough. Willow, this is ridiculous. You didn't need those surgeries. Neither did Harper. But she got them anyway, with your money. I got them with mine. What's the problem? The problem is, you're throwing away your natural beauty. You were perfect before. Then why wasn't Harper perfect before? We had the same features, same nose, same chest. If I was perfect naturally, so was she. But you paid to fix her. That tells me you didn't actually think either of us was perfect. You just didn't think I was worth the investment. That's not true. It is true, but it doesn't matter now. I invested in myself. Problem solved. Willow, we need to talk about this. Come over. Let's discuss. There's nothing to discuss. I made a choice about my own body, with my own money. You don't get a say. I hung up, blocked her number for a few days, needed space. Harper texted. Mom's freaking out, says you had surgery, is it true? Yes, and I look great. I'm sure you do. But why didn't you tell anyone? Because it wasn't anyone's business. It was my body, my choice, my money. Mom feels like you did this to spite her. I did it for me. If she feels spite, that's her guilt talking, not my problem. Can we talk? In person? Not right now. I need space from the family drama. I'll reach out when I'm ready. I didn't reach out for 3 months. Just lived my life. Enjoyed my new appearance. Dated. Got attention. Felt confident. It was everything I'd always wanted. And I'd done it myself. No one's permission. No one's judgment. Just me, making choices about my own body. Then, in April 2020, I got a call from my father. He never called. This was unusual. Willow, we need to talk. About what, Dad? About your mother, about the surgeries, about Harper, all of it. What about it? Your mother's been in therapy since January, since you had your surgeries. She's been processing some things, and she asked me to call you to see if you'd be willing to meet, to talk. Why? So she can tell me again that I didn't need surgery? That I was perfect before? No. So she can apologize. She wants to apologize. That stopped me. Apologize for what? For everything. The favoritism, the lies, the way she treated you versus Harper. All of it. And she couldn't call me herself? She tried. You blocked her number. Right. I'd forgotten about that. Fine. I'll unblock her. She can call. She wants to meet in person. Can you come to the house this weekend? I thought about it. Part of me wanted to refuse, to make her suffer like I'd suffered. But another part wanted closure, wanted to hear her admit what she'd done. Fine. Saturday, 2 p.m., 1 hour. Thank you. This means a lot to her, and to me. Don't thank me yet. I haven't forgiven anyone. Saturday came. I showed up at my parents' house, looking stunning, if I'm being honest. My surgeries had healed beautifully. I looked like a completely different person, confident, powerful, beautiful. Mom opened the door, stared at me, started crying. Willow, you look beautiful. I know. Turns out surgery was a good investment, even for me. Can we talk, please? That's why I'm here. We sat in the living room, Mom, Dad, me. Harper wasn't there. Mom said she wanted to talk to me alone first. I read your diary, I said immediately. Last Thanksgiving, I found it in your closet. Read the entries about Harper's surgeries, about your investment in her appearance, about how I didn't need surgery because I was smart enough to succeed without beauty. My mother's face went white. You read my private diary? I did, and I learned the truth. That you didn't pay for Harper's surgeries out of love. You paid because you thought she was too incompetent to succeed any other way. Beauty was her only asset. That's what you wrote. Willow. And you denied me surgeries not because I was naturally beautiful, but because you didn't think my appearance mattered. I was smart. I'd be fine without being pretty. Harper needed to be pretty because she had nothing else. My mother put her face in her hands. I was wrong, so wrong, about all of it. Yes, you were. And the worst part? You lied to me, told me I was perfect, that I didn't need surgery, that I should love myself as I am, all while spending $100,000 to change Harper's appearance. The hypocrisy was breathtaking. I thought I was helping. I thought I was being strategic. Harper struggled in school, struggled in her career. I thought if she was beautiful enough, she could marry well, be taken care of. I was trying to secure her future. By turning her into a product, something to be sold to the highest bidder. That's disgusting, Mom. I know. My therapist has been helping me see how toxic my thinking was, how I reduced both of you to assets instead of treating you like daughters. So you're in therapy now? Because I had surgery? Not because you spent years playing favorites? Because you had surgery, and I realized how badly I'd hurt you, how my actions made you feel worthless, how I'd been lying to you while funding Harper's transformation. It all hit me at once, what I'd done, who I'd become. And what about Harper? Does she know why you really funded her surgeries? My mother looked down. I told her, last month. We had a long talk about my motivations, about how I'd underestimated her, about how I'd reduced her to looks because I didn't think she was capable of more. How did she take it? Not well. She's been in therapy too, processing the fact that her mother spent $100,000 on her appearance because she thought she was incompetent. It's been hard for both of us. I felt a flicker of sympathy, for Harper, not for Mom. Harper's not incompetent. She's plenty capable. She just had different strengths than me. I know that now, but I didn't see it then. I saw her struggling in traditional academics and assumed she'd fail at everything. I was wrong. So wrong. Yes, you were. And you hurt both of us in the process. You made Harper think she needed to be perfect to have value. And you made me think I wasn't worth investing in. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. For all of it. For the favoritism. For the lies. For the way I treated you both. You deserved better. You both did. An apology doesn't fix years of damage, Mom. I know, but it's a start. I'm hoping we can rebuild. Slowly, if you're willing. I don't know if I'm willing. I'm still processing all of this. The diary entries, the surgeries, the realization that you saw me as too smart to need beauty and Harper as too dumb to succeed without it. It's all pretty messed up. It is. It's completely messed up. And I take full responsibility. I'm not asking for forgiveness, just a chance to do better, to be better. My father spoke up. He'd been silent this whole time. For what it's worth, Willow, I didn't know. About the diary. About your mother's reasoning. I knew she was paying for Harper's surgeries, but I thought it was about helping her self-esteem. I didn't know it was strategic, calculated. If I'd known, I would have stopped it. Would you have? Because you were fine with Harper getting $100,000 in surgeries while I got told I was beautiful as I am. You never questioned that double standard. He looked ashamed. You're right. I should have. I should have seen the favoritism, the inequality. I failed you too. Yes, you did. Both of you did. We sat in heavy silence. Years of resentment, hurt, lies, all sitting between us like a physical weight. I need time, I finally said. Time to process this. Time to decide if I want you in my life. Time to figure out if this relationship is salvageable. Take all the time you need, Mom said. I'll wait, however long it takes. And in the meantime, I want you to think about something, both of you. You spent $100,000 on Harper's appearance while denying mine. That money was your choice to spend. But the message it sent? That Harper was worth investing in and I wasn't? That damage is permanent. Therapy won't fix that. Apologies won't erase it. You need to understand that. I do understand, Mom whispered. And I'll spend the rest of my life trying to make up for it. You can't make up for it. You can only do better going forward, if I let you. I left my parents' house, drove around aimlessly, processing, thinking. My phone buzzed. Harper. Can we meet? Mom said you came over, said you talked. I want to talk too. About what? About everything. The surgeries, Mom's reasons, what it all means. Please, Willow, I need to talk to you. We met at a coffee shop, neutral territory. Harper looked different. Still beautiful, the surgeries were permanent, but sadder, more worn. You look amazing, she said when she saw me. The surgeries turned out perfect. Thanks. Turns out I did need them after all, despite what Mom said. I'm sorry, for all of it, for getting surgeries while you were denied, for not questioning why Mom treated us differently, for benefiting from favoritism without fighting it. Did you know about Mom's real reasons? No, I swear. I thought she was helping me because I was insecure, because I needed the confidence boost. I didn't know she thought I was incompetent. That beauty was my only asset. That hurt. A lot. How did you find out? Mom told me. After your surgeries. She broke down. Said she'd been wrong. That she'd underestimated me. That she'd reduced me to looks because she didn't think I could succeed on intelligence or talent. It was devastating. I can imagine. Willow, I need you to know something. The influencer thing, the brand deals, the Instagram success. None of that was because I'm incompetent. I built that, with strategy, with work, with actual business skills. I'm not just a pretty face that Mom created. I know that. I never thought you were incompetent. But Mom did, and she spent $100,000 trying to fix what she saw as my only asset. That's so insulting, to both of us. Yeah, it is. How do you deal with it? With knowing that Mom saw us as assets instead of daughters? I'm still figuring that out. Right now, I'm just angry. At her. At the situation. At the years of lies. Me too. I'm in therapy, processing the fact that my mother spent 6 figures on my appearance because she thought I was too dumb to succeed any other way. It's a lot. Have you considered that maybe the surgeries were never about you? Maybe they were about her? About what she wanted? About her own insecurities projected onto us? Harper paused. My therapist said something similar, that Mom's obsession with my appearance was about her own fears, her own need to control, to create a perfect daughter who could marry well and secure status. Exactly. We were both tools. You were the pretty tool. I was the smart tool. Neither of us were actual people to her. That's depressing. That's truth. We sat in silence. 2 sisters who'd been pitted against each other by a mother who saw them as assets, not people. I don't want this to destroy our relationship, Harper finally said. You're my sister. I love you. I don't want Mom's toxicity to come between us. It already has, for years. I resented you for getting surgeries while I was denied. You probably resented me for being the smart one who didn't need help. I did. I resented that you seemed to have it all together while I struggled, that Mom praised your independence while babying me. I felt like the broken daughter who needed fixing. And I felt like the daughter who wasn't worth investing in, who didn't matter enough to spend money on. We were both hurt by different sides of the same favoritism. So, what do we do now? We decide if we want to rebuild, if we want a relationship independent of Mom's manipulation, if we can see each other as sisters instead of competitors. I want that. Do you? I thought about it. really thought about it. Harper and I had been collateral damage in our mother's obsession with control. But we didn't have to stay damaged. We could choose differently. Yeah, I want that too. But it'll take work, trust building, honesty, all of it. I'm willing to do the work. Are you? Yeah, I am. We started meeting weekly. Coffee, lunch, talking about everything Mom had done, everything we'd felt, everything we were processing. Slowly, we built a relationship. Real, honest, based on who we actually were, not who Mom had tried to make us. Harper told me about her business. She'd built her influencer platform strategically, negotiated brand deals, created content. It wasn't just pretty pictures, it was actual entrepreneurship. I told her about my work, my goals, my life, things I'd never shared because I thought she wouldn't understand. Turns out we had more in common than either of us realized. We'd both been underestimated by our mother, both reduced to single traits, both denied full humanity. Do you regret the surgeries? Harper asked one day. Now that you know Mom's reasons? No, I don't regret mine because I did them for me, with my money, on my terms. They weren't about Mom. They were about taking control of my own appearance. I regret mine sometimes, because I wonder if I would have done them without Mom pushing, if I would have been happy with my natural appearance, if she hadn't spent years telling me I needed to be perfect. You'll never know. And that's on her. She took that choice from you. Yeah, she did. 6 months after my surgeries, I went back to my parents' house, this time with Harper, united front. Mom looked hopeful when she saw us together. You both came. That's good. That's really good. We have some things to say, I started, both of us, and you're going to listen. Of course, anything. Harper went first. Mom, I need you to understand something. The surgeries you paid for, I appreciate them. They changed my appearance, gave me opportunities, but they also came with a message. That message was, you're not enough as you are. You need to be fixed. That message has haunted me for 3 years. I've been in therapy unpacking it, and it's your fault. Mom's face crumpled. Harper, I never meant... Let me finish. You spent $100,000 on my appearance because you thought I was incompetent. That beauty was my only asset. Do you know how insulting that is? How degrading? You reduced me to a pretty face because you didn't think I could be anything else. I was wrong. Yes, you were. And you need to own that. Fully. Not just in therapy. Here, now. With both of us. Mom nodded. I own it. I was wrong. I underestimated you. I saw your struggles in traditional academics and assumed you'd fail at everything. I was terrified you'd end up alone, struggling. So I invested in your appearance, thinking it was your only path to security. I was wrong, so wrong. You're brilliant, strategic, successful, and I should have seen that from the beginning. But you didn't, because you were too busy projecting your own fears onto me. Yes, you're right. I spoke next. My turn. Mom, you denied me surgeries while funding Harper's. You told me I was beautiful as I am, that I didn't need to change. But that was a lie. The truth is, you didn't think my appearance mattered. I was smart. I'd succeed regardless, so why waste money on me? That's not... It is exactly that. I read your diary. Willow doesn't need surgery. She has her intelligence and her career. Those were your words. You denied me not because I was naturally beautiful, but because you didn't think beauty was necessary for me. Different daughter, different rules. I was trying to be fair. By giving one daughter $100,000 and the other nothing, that's not fair. That's favoritism. That's reducing us both to single traits and treating us accordingly. You're right. I'm sorry. Sorry isn't enough. You need to understand the damage you did, to both of us. Harper thinks she needs to be perfect to have value. I thought I wasn't worth investing in. We're both in therapy dealing with your shit. Do you get that? I do. I really do. And I'm in therapy too, working on my control issues, my need to manage you both like assets instead of loving you as daughters. It's been hard, facing what I've done. Good. It should be hard. You earned that discomfort." We all sat in heavy silence. Years of dysfunction laid bare. My father spoke. "What do you need from us? To move forward? What can we do?" Harper and I looked at each other. We'd discussed this, prepared for it. "We need boundaries," Harper said. "No more unsolicited opinions about our appearance. No more funding or withholding based on your assessment of our assets. We make our own choices about our bodies. You support or you stay silent." "We can do that," Dad said. "And we need equity," I added. "If you spend money on one of us, you offer the same to the other. No more favoritism. No more different rules for different daughters." "Agreed," Mom whispered. "And most importantly," Harper continued, "we need you to see us as whole people, not smart Willow and pretty Harper, not the capable daughter and the daughter who needs fixing, just us, your daughters, complex, multifaceted, human." "I do see you that way now," Mom said. "I promise. The therapy has helped. I see how toxic my thinking was, how reductive. I'm working on it." "Working on it isn't enough," I said. "You need to actually change, actually do better. If we see any hint of the old patterns, we're gone, both of us, permanently." "I understand. I'll do better. I swear." "We'll see," Harper said. "Actions, not words. That's what matters now." The first year was hard. Lots of therapy. For all of us. Individual and family. Working through decades of dysfunction. Mom slowly changed. Stopped commenting on our appearance. Stopped comparing us. Started treating us as individuals instead of assets. It was awkward at first. She didn't know how to relate to us without the old frameworks. But she tried. Really tried. Harper and I grew closer, built a real relationship. She taught me about social media strategy. I helped her with business planning. We supported each other. 2 years after my surgeries, Harper launched her own beauty brand, not based on Mom's money or influence, based on her own skills, her own vision. It was successful, really successful, proof that she was never incompetent, never limited to just appearance. She was brilliant, always had been. Mom was proud, but in a different way. Not, "Look what my investment created," but "Look what my daughter built." The shift was subtle, but important. I got promoted. Senior director at my company, 6-figure salary, success that had nothing to do with appearance and everything to do with skill. Mom was proud of that too, finally acknowledging that I'd done well, that I was capable, that I'd succeeded. Both of us. Successful, on our own terms, despite her attempts to manage us. 3 years after the surgeries, Harper got engaged, to a guy she met through work. Not wealthy, not high status, just a good guy who loved her for who she was. Mom didn't say a word about his financial status, didn't suggest Harper could do better, just welcomed him, supported the relationship, progress. At the engagement party, Mom pulled me aside. "I want to pay for the wedding, for Harper and Jake, but I also want to give you the equivalent amount, for whatever you want. Wedding fund, house down payment, whatever, equal treatment, like you asked." I was surprised. "You don't have to do that." "I want to. I need to. I spent $100,000 on Harper and nothing on you. This is me trying to balance the scales. Not perfectly, but trying." "How much are you thinking?" "The wedding budget is $50,000, so I'm giving you $50,000 to use however you want." I thought about refusing, about saying I didn't need her money, but that would be letting pride override progress. "Okay, thank you. I'll use it for a house down payment. I've been saving." "Good. You deserve it. You deserve everything good, Willow. I'm sorry it took me so long to show you that." "I'm sorry, too, for reading your diary, for not talking to you before getting surgeries, for shutting you out. You had every right to do all of that. I earned that distance. I'm just grateful you're giving me a chance to rebuild." We hugged. Tentative, still healing, but trying. Harper's wedding was beautiful, simple, focused on love instead of status. Mom cried through the whole thing, happy tears. After the ceremony, she said to me, "This is what matters. Love, family, connection. Not money, not status, not appearance. I wish I'd understood that sooner." "You understand it now," That's what matters. Do you forgive me? Really forgive me? I thought about it. I'm working on it. Some days I do. Some days I'm still angry, but I'm trying. That's all I can promise. That's enough. Thank you. It's been 5 years since I had my surgeries. 5 years since I read that diary. 5 years since everything changed. I'm 31 now. Harper is 34. We're both thriving, both successful, both happy. Harper has 2 kids, runs her beauty empire, balances motherhood and entrepreneurship beautifully. I'm engaged to a wonderful man who loves me for my mind and my heart, not just my appearance. We're planning a wedding for next year. Mom is different now. Better. She's done years of therapy, worked through her control issues, her need to manage us like assets. She's not perfect. Sometimes old patterns slip through, but she catches herself, apologizes, course corrects. The relationship will never be what it could have been. Too much damage, too many years of favoritism, but it's better than it was. Harper and I are close, really close. We talk daily, support each other. We joke about the surgeries sometimes, about how we both ended up getting them despite Mom's different approaches. At least we're both hot now, Harper said once. Mom's $100,000 plus your $40,000. We're a $140,000 investment in the Bennett family beauty. Don't forget the therapy, I added. Another $50,000 combined, probably. We're expensive daughters. Worth every penny. We laughed. Dark humor, but healing. Last week, Mom asked if she could write something for me. A letter, an explanation, something she'd been working on in therapy. I agreed. She gave me 3 pages, handwritten. In it, she explained everything. Her fears, her control issues, her mother's influence. Apparently my grandmother was even worse, reducing women entirely to their marriageability. She apologized again. Not just for the surgeries and favoritism, but for reducing us, for not seeing us as whole people, for projecting her fears onto us. She ended with, "You and Harper are the most remarkable women I know, not because of how you look, not because of what you've achieved, but because of who you are, kind, strong, resilient. You survived my failures as a mother and became incredible anyway. I'm sorry I didn't see that sooner. I'm sorry I tried to shape you instead of supporting you. You deserved better. You both did. I love you." Mom. I cried reading it. Not because it fixed everything, but because it was honest, real. The apology I'd needed for years. I called Harper, read her the letter. She cried too. "Do you think she really gets it now?" Harper asked. "I think she's trying to. That's all we can ask." "Are you happy? Really happy?" "Yeah, I am. Are you?" "I am. We're both doing well, despite everything. Maybe because of everything. Trauma builds character? Something like that." We both laughed. Sisters, survivors, successful despite being reduced to assets by the woman who should have loved us unconditionally. I'm Willow Bennett. I'm 31 years old. 5 years ago, my mother spent $100,000 on my sister's plastic surgery while telling me I was beautiful as I am. I found her diary, read the truth. She funded Harper's transformation because she thought beauty was her only asset. She denied mine because I was smart enough to succeed without it. We were both reduced, both managed, both damaged. But we survived. We rebuilt. We chose differently. Harper isn't just a pretty face. She never was. She's brilliant, strategic, successful. I'm not just a brain. I never was. I'm beautiful too, confident, worthy of investment. We're both whole people. Finally, despite our mother's attempts to reduce us, the surgeries don't define us. Neither does the favoritism. Neither does the damage. We define ourselves, our worth, our value, our lives. And that's the best revenge. Living well, succeeding, being happy, despite everything, because of everything, in spite of it all. Thank you so much for watching. If this story touched your heart, please subscribe and hit the notification bell so you never miss an update. Your support truly means the world to me. And don't forget to share your thoughts in the comments. I love reading every single one of them. Each comment inspires me to keep creating stories for you. See you next time.